Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something that literally affects almost all of us who have ever tried to finally clear out our garages, tackle our overflowing closets, or just make some space in the living room. We are talking about online selling. And more specifically, we're going to explore how artificial intelligence is stepping up to be your totally invisible, highly efficient assistant, making the whole process of creating online marketplace listings completely effortless. We're going to entirely skip the complicated tech jargon today. Instead, we're just looking at how this technology practically works in the real world to make your life way easier and your listings significantly better.
Because, well, we've all been there, right? You finally decide it's time to sell that old bicycle that's just been gathering dust. Or maybe you have a piece of furniture that just doesn't fit the vibe of your apartment anymore. So you snap a couple of quick pictures on your phone, you open up your go-to online marketplace, and then, boom, you hit a wall. You're just staring at this blank screen. What actually makes a marketplace listing successful? Like, what are you supposed to write? What specific category does this thing even belong in? Are your pictures actually good enough? Suddenly, this little task that should have taken maybe 2 minutes feels like a massive chore. And honestly, a lot of us just get frustrated and abandon the whole process right there.
But what if you didn't have to do all that heavy lifting? See, this is exactly where the modern online marketplace is shifting. We really need to stop thinking about artificial intelligence as some incredibly complex, intimidating algorithm straight out of a sci-fi movie. Instead, just think of it as your super helpful co-pilot. It's this quiet, completely invisible assistant sitting right beside you, looking at exactly what you're trying to sell and just doing the absolute hardest work for you entirely behind the scenes. Its one and only job is to make your listing look incredibly professional without you having to break a sweat.
Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1. The magic behind your listings.
Now, this kind of crazy seamless experience doesn't just happen by pure magic. Behind major platforms like the massive French marketplace Leboncoin, there are super dedicated teams working every day to turn this vision into a reality. Take Ludovic Hazard, for example. He's a product director who actually oversees a massive team of about 250 people in what they call the Virtuous Circle tribe. For him and his whole team of developers, leaning into artificial intelligence was just an absolute no-brainer. They recognized really early on that everyday sellers just needed a helping hand. They saw all that friction users were experiencing and realized that, hey, real people using smart technology could actually build tools to completely eliminate that friction.
And the way they've actually structured this help is through a wonderfully seamless 3-step journey. The moment you upload a photo, your invisible helper immediately steps in to guide you through every single stage. Step 1 handles your visuals and, crucially, protects your privacy. Step 2 automatically figures out exactly what category your item belongs in, so buyers can actually find it. And Step 3, which is honestly the holy grail here, generates the actual text for you. It's a completely guided experience where the system literally holds your hand from the second you upload a picture all the way to the moment your item goes live.
Moving right along to Section 2, perfecting the visuals.
So this is where the foundation of a truly great listing is laid. And the crazy part is, all of this happens before you even type a single word on your keyboard. Just think about everything that goes into a good photo. The system instantly gets to work with these automated features that are going to save you massive amounts of time. It looks at your image and instantly recommends the right category. It even pre-fills description criteria, like it actually recognizes whether you're selling a wooden table versus a glass one. But it gets even better than that. It can automatically remove messy, cluttered backgrounds so your item really pops. And if you're selling a car, it automatically blurs your license plate. Again, this is totally free of complex technical jargon for the user. It's just pure, immediate value.
Just look at the stark difference here. Over on the left, you've got the old way. It's tedious manual editing, it's constantly worrying about whether your messy living room is visible in the background, or having to download a totally separate app just to aggressively scribble over your car's license plate to protect your identity. But on the right, that's the new reality. Automatic background removal instantly makes your item look like it was shot in a high-end professional photography studio. And that license plate blurring, it acts as an automatic privacy shield. You absolutely do not have to worry about strangers online knowing your car's specific details. The AI just protects you by default.
Which brings us to Section 3, the power of auto descriptions.
Now we tackle the single biggest pain point of all for everyday users, and that is writing the actual text. Because let's face it, having a great photo is absolutely wonderful, but if you don't know how to sell the item with your words, you're still completely stuck. Automating text was a massive, historical struggle for these product teams. Just like Ludovic Hazard's team noted, they had tried a dozen different ways over the years to address this specific bottleneck, really trying to help users write descriptions, and they honestly never really succeeded. The old tech just wasn't smart enough to actually sound human. But then, the huge breakthrough happened.
A totally new reality emerged, where a specific type of technology finally solved this incredibly complex problem, and it did it remarkably fast.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how simple this actually is. We hear the term generative AI thrown around in the news all the time, often in these very complicated, abstract ways. But in the context of your everyday online listings, generative AI is just your personal copywriter. That's literally it. It's a tool that looks at the photo you uploaded, looks at the category it selected for you, and then automatically generates the absolute perfect, compelling text to sell your item. You don't have to be some seasoned marketing expert. The AI just steps in and does the selling for you. As Ludovic Hazard himself so perfectly summarized it, with generative AI, we solve the problem very quickly. This specific technology was the missing key to the whole puzzle. It finally unlocked that long-standing bottleneck. Everyday users no longer have to stress out, sweating over writing punchy, descriptive paragraphs. Your invisible assistant can finally speak, effortlessly turning a few basic bullet points and a simple photo into a highly attractive, fully ready-to-publish listing.
But it's absolutely vital to understand that auto-enriching these listings, having AI actively fix your photos and write your descriptions, is so much more than just a fun gadget or a neat little party trick. It fundamentally changes the actual success rate on the marketplace. Simply put, when your listings look better and read better, potential buyers trust them way more.
So the crucial point is the real measurable impact of this technology. According to Pauline Minaret, who is an AI product manager on the platform, these automated AI-enriched listings aren't just faster for you to create, they actually perform significantly better. How much better? We're talking about a massive 20% gain in efficiency.
And you can clearly see that brilliant 20% boost right here. When you just let this invisible assistant perfectly format your photos, actively protect your privacy, correctly categorize your item, and serve as your personal copywriter, your item is demonstrably more successful on the platform. It gets more eyes, it builds more trust, and ultimately, it does the one thing you really want it to do: it sells faster and easier. You are putting in a fraction of the effort, and you're walking away with 20% better results. That is huge.
It really makes you step back and look at the technology we're using every single day. We've just seen how a task that used to bring so much frustration, staring blankly at a screen, worrying about your privacy, struggling to write a decent description, has been completely neutralized by a helpful, invisible AI assistant. And it brings up a really fascinating question. Now that AI can seamlessly write our sales descriptions and perfectly edit our photos without us even having to ask, what other tedious everyday tasks will it quietly transform next? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and hey, I really hope this helps you breeze right through your next online sale.